Hello YouTube, this is Eddie from Scoop Phase. I'm going to do a deck profile of my Chaos Dragons, so let's get started. For a main deck, you have to have a pretty good milling engine to get stuff in the grave fast, so you're going to run Lightsworn. First one you run is 3 Raiden. He's not the best, but he's really good in this deck. He's a 4-star tuner, and he mills 2 cards. You can mill 2 cards with him, and then at end you mill 2 more with him. Next, you have 3 Lila. She's really good because she's your only defense against back row at all, really. And at the end phase, you mill 3. 3 Lumina. She's good. I might be taking 1 or 2 of her out, but she mills 3 at the end, and you can discard 1 card and special summon a Lightsworn from your graveyard. Then you run 2 Card Trooper. What Card Trooper does is you can mill 3 and he gains 19 for that turn, and when he dies you draw a card. Then you want Plague Spreader, 2 of him. This is a card you really want to mill because he's a tuner that you can just, he's a 2-star dark tuner that you can just pull out of the graveyard by putting 1 card at the top of your deck, and if you have him in your hand, you use him twice, so he's really good. Then I run 3 Skarm and a Tour Guide to the Underworld. What you're supposed to do with them is to go into Dante, but I don't have a Dante yet. I'm going to get him, but I don't have him yet, so I just use wind-up Zen mains for now. Then you run the Dragon aspect, 2 White Wyvern Busters. It's just a good 4-star card that you have to banish stuff for, but he's still really good. And if he leaves the field, you get these 2. Well, you get 1 of these 2. Dark Cola Sprint Dragon. He just does the same as White Wyvern Buster. Then you run 2 Dark Flare Dragon. When you can send a light from your a light or a dark dragon, and a light and dark dragon from your hand in your deck to the graveyard, and then banish a card within either graveyard. So he's pretty good. You run 3 like Pulsar Dragon. He's really good because he's pretty easy to get on the field. When he's in the graveyard, you can send a light in the dark to grave, and then special summon him, and when he goes to graveyard, you can special summon 1 dark level 5 dragon, which is Dark Correspondent. Then you run 2 Chaos Sorcerer. He's just a badass. You can target a card, 1 monster on the field per turn, banish that monster. He can't attack that turn, but he doesn't need to attack because he banished. Then I run 1 Blackluster Soldier on the way to the beginning. He's just a buffed up Chaos Sorcerer because he has 3,000 attack instead of 23. He can banish a card, or if he makes an attack, he can attack twice. He has to attack a monster though. Then I run 2 Gores. He's really good because in this deck you can have trouble with consistency if you do not get good mills, because then you can't special summon anything. So he's good, so if they attack you, you can special him and get your token. Then I run 1 Eclipse Wyvern. That's another thing you want to mill, because if you mill that, you can send a level 7 or higher light or dark dragon type and banish it. But when this gets banished, you bring that thing to your hand. These are the 2 I run. Obviously, Rise Darkness Metal, because, well, no. Yeah, Rise Darkness Metal Dragon, because he's a staple of dragon decks. And then Dark Arm Dragon, because he's just a good card. That's it for monsters. They're the majority of the deck. Next, you're going to run 2 Charge of Light Brigade. You mill 3, and then you bring a level 4 lower Lightsworn to your hand. That's really good for if they have a backfield or something. You can bring Layla, or if you want to go into a big synchro play, you can bring Raiden. And then if you need Lumina for some strange reason, you can bring her. Then 2 Solar Recharge. You discard 1 Lightsworn, draw 2, mill 2. It's a pretty good one. Then this is something that most Chaos Dragon decks don't do, but I do because I find it useful if you don't get the good mills. 2 Mass Change 2s. I run 3 Masked Heroes, and you'll see them in the extra deck, but these things can really help you if you don't get your mills, but you have a light or dark on the field, because then you can pull out a Masked Hero that's really good. Then I run 1 Burial from a Different Dimension. You can select 3 monsters that have been banished and return them to grave. So if you have 2 Plague Spreaders and the banished, you can bring those and something else, or it's just really good. And 1 Soul Charge. That's just, you can target any number of monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them and pay 1,000 life points for each, and you can't attack that turn, but, I mean, still really good. Only run one trap. That's Breakthrough Skill. It's really good because you can mill it and still use it. So, yeah. On to the extra deck. First thing, I'm gonna show you the synchros first. Actually, no, I'll show you the fusions first. I run one Masked Hero Anki, one Masked Hero Darklaw, one Masked Hero Koga. And that's the 3 I use for the mass changes, depending on what I need. I only really run Darklaw because he's great against everything. So, yeah. The 3 fusions there. Then I'm gonna show you all the synchros I have here. No, yeah. Armides for my level 5. I have never summoned him, but he could be useful in a very situational place. Goyo for level 6. He's just good because he steals a monster with 28 and he's only a 6-star. 2 level 7s in Michael the Arc Lightsworn and Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon's in here because she's a nuke, and I mean, nukes are good. And then you have Michael the Arc Lightsworn. He's really good because you mill 3. Is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 4.
It's 3. It's 3.
Wow.
You mill 3 at the end phase, but you can pay 1,000 life points per turn, banish 1 card on the field, and when he dies, you can, I don't know, I'm not sure if, I think it's, bring all of them back to hand. You can target any number of Lightsworn in your graveyard and bring them back to your hand, and for each card you brought back to your hand, you gain 300 life points. So that's pretty solid. Then there's 2 level 8s. You run, now the level 8's debatable, you don't have to run. That's Black Feather Dark Rage Dragon. I just find him really good. I used to run Stardust, but you don't have to run Stardust. And there's a few other level 8 synchros you could run. But it's key because he's a dragon for me. And you'll see why in a minute. And it's also really good because if you take damage while he's on the field, you can mill your top 5, and he gains 400 attack if there's a monster milled. So that's really good. The other one is Beelz of the Diabolic Dragons. He's just an amazing card. Requires 1 Dark Tuner and 1 more non-tuner monster. Can't be destroyed by battle or by card effect. And any battle damage he takes, he gains in his attack. So just a solid card. Also not a cheap card. I then run 2 level 10s. I run Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. He's just good because he can't be targeted by card effects unless it's my main phase 2. And he has 31 attack. And I'm not going to pronounce this right, but Dracotos Corrupted Nether Soul Dragon. I've never seen another Chaos Dragon deck run this, but I think he's really good because he has 1 Dark Tuner, plus 1 or more, no, plus 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner Dragon-type monster. So you use him with your Plague Spreader to get him. He has 4,000 attack, can't be destroyed by battle, and during each standby phase, he can make 2 attacks on a monster. And during each standby phase, he can target 1 of your opponent's monsters, and he can have its attack, and whatever he have, you do damage to your opponent. So he's just BA. Now we're into the Xyz. 1 level 3 Xyz. That's Zen mains. It should be Dante, but I run Zen mains for now. Oh, I do run Utopia. I forgot he was still in here. For the level 4s, I guess, Utopia, he doesn't have to be in there. I just like him. Black Ship of Corn doesn't have to be in there. He's just good. All level chain, very key in this deck because you can send a card to the graveyard like Plague Spreader or Eclipse Wyvern. And then Silent Loner Arc because it's Silent Loner Arc. You can detach 2 and take them faced up. Special summon attack face monster. Alright, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.